and welcome to A Better Life. तो आज की वीडियो के अंदर we are going to address a very important topic. ये तो हम सब जानते हैं कि पैंडेमिक की वजह से हम सब की लाइफ बहुत बुरी तरह से इम्पैक्ट हुई है, बट जो हम भूल जाते हैं वो है कि कैसे स्टूडेंट्स, स्पेशली स्कूल गोइंग एंड कॉलेज गोइंग स्टूडेंट्स की लाइफ पे इम्पैक्ट पड़ा है. तो आज की वीडियो के अंदर हम ये डिस्कस करेंगे कि हाउ दिस पैंडेमिक हैज इम्पैक्टेड देयर लाइफ. As we all know that due to pandemic, there has been increase in a lot of mental issues like irritability, frustration, anger, and how do we forget depression. तो हमारे सब्सक्राइबर्स के बहुत सारे क्वेश्चंस हैं कि how to deal with all these problems, and as promised we have an expert on board. So I would love to invite Dr. Charu Chopra, who is a doctor by profession and healer by choice, who has done a certification course and is practicing access consciousness from past 5 years. So Charu, welcome to A Better Life. It's an honor to have you here.
Thank you, Nikita. Thank you for inviting me to your platform to talk about the most important topic that's going on right now across the world, and that's depression and anxiety. Depression is something where people are not able to pick themselves up and they just want to not do anything, and then they are anxious about how the future is going to be like. And I totally get it that how many students have been affected by that, because they didn't opt for not going out of their house, and that's what has been showing up for them.
Yeah. And do you think it is more difficult for the students to cope up with depression, or it is difficult for the adults to cope up with depression?
So let's just look at what depression is. So first of all, the depression, what I know about is where somebody is aware of a lot of sadness. When we were little kids, we were never depressed. The child is never depressed. Nobody is born depressed. It's just that a child can perceive the sadness which is going on this earth or around us. So let's say when you enter a room and if you see so many people who are sad, the happy person starts becoming sad.
Yes.
Right? But when that child is there, the younger child, it's of smaller age, then that child changes the energy of the whole room, because for them, it's really not important that what's going on. They just be themselves and change the world around them.
Yes.
So for kids, it is much easier to change what they so-called as depression, which is actually they are perceiving the sadness that's going on around them. But now nobody has been able to differentiate for them that it is not you who is depressed. It's the sadness that you're perceiving and you don't know what to do with it. So there are a lot of tools which I use to change that perceiving, which they have made it as theirs, and then they change it. And a lot of times it's just in 5 minutes they can change that thing.
Wow, that would be great.
Yeah. So as they start growing up, the whole thing starts becoming very solid in their world, and it's like you start living with it and it becomes a part of you. So people who are depressed, they're highly aware of the sadness around them. And basically they have a capacity to change that sadness into joy, because their inner core is that they are very joyful beings. They like to be happy. They know that there is another choice available to be happy, but now they are all becoming a SpongeBob and they are just absorbing all the sadness in them and calling it as depression.
हर स्टूडेंट चाहता है कि वो अपने क्लास में टॉप करे, बट ऐसा पॉसिबल नहीं है कि हर स्टूडेंट टॉप करे. एंड इस वजह से दे फील कि उनके ऊपर बहुत सारा पेरेंट्स का प्रेशर है या पीयर प्रेशर क्रिएट हो रहा है. तो उस प्रॉब्लम के साथ कैसे डील करें?
So what I have seen कि ये जो प्रेशर हमारे अंदर डेवलप होता है वो सिर्फ इसलिए होता है बिकॉज वी डोंट हैव अ क्लैरिटी कि हमें क्या करना है. Just because somebody else is telling us, we end up doing that but half-heartedly. तो जब हम कोई भी चीज़ half-heartedly करते हैं तो it looks like a pressure only, because half of the time you are somewhere else and half of the time you're doing something, which maybe you're not that inclined to do. And there is always a confusion going on कि इसको करके क्या होगा, इसको करूँ या नहीं करूँ. तो जो अभी की यूथ है उसमें it is very important to connect with themselves and ask themselves what would I like my life to be like in next 5 years. मुझे मेरी लाइफ में क्या चाहिए next 5 years में. And be with that question, because that allows you to get to your inner knowing. आप अपने आप को जान पाते कि मैं कोई भी एक्शन क्यों कर रही हूँ या कर रहा हूँ. And when you have a clarity of why you're doing it, then there is no pressure. Then you're 100% there ki, oh, I want to do this because this creates this for me. And if something does not work out in that plan, then you figure out another plan.
बट हम सबको, मतलब ऑल द स्टूडेंट्स आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट, सबको पढ़ाई करनी पड़ती है और पढ़ाई सबको बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग नहीं लगती है. ओके और जैसे ही हम पढ़ने बैठते हैं तो हमें बहुत सारी डिस्ट्रैक्शंस घेर लेती है, राइट? ईदर इट्स फोन और इंटरनेट और समथिंग और द अदर, राइट? एंड व्हेन वी आर नॉट एबल टू अचीव अ गोल, हम गोल जरूर बनाते हैं, हम टाइम टेबल बनाते हैं, गोल बनाते हैं, हर चीज करते हैं, बट देन वी आर नॉट एबल टू अचीव अ गोल एंड दैट इज वन थिंग दैट मेक्स देम डिप्रेस्ड. So what do you think about
So
it?
I will suggest, first, we all have a habit of keeping goals where we can only reject ourselves. तो हम जानबूझ के ऐसे गोल अपने लिए सेट करते हैं जिसमें हम पूरा नहीं कर पाए और फिर अपने आप को रिजेक्ट करें. ओके, नाउ दैट्स वन वे ऑफ डूइंग इट कि हम जबरदस्ती अपने आप को प्रेशर में लाके करें. और वी स्टार्ट, I initially tell people, okay, if you've decided to do 3 chapters in a day, let's just do 2.5 chapters. Or maybe just do 2 chapters. Because once you know you've done 2 chapters and that is achieved, then it gives you a motivation. But if you've overestimated yourself, if you've challenged yourself and you cannot fulfill that goal, then it becomes difficult for you to move to the next day.
Yes.
And then it starts piling on. And the other thing which I suggest is quick actions. So if you know I have to do these 2 chapters, usually we all are the ones who will do it in the last moment. Oh, I have the full day, let's just do it in the night, not even the daytime. So if you are the person who is usually looking for the later half of the day, or if you're like, oh, I'll do it overnight, oh, I have 5 days, I'll do it in last 3 days, so I would suggest you to start doing it in the first 2 days so that you have next 3 days free for yourself.
Okay, so 2 things I got from this is don't overestimate things, don't overschedule yourself, and take quick actions.
Correct.
All right, so let's go to another question. So somebody has asked the question that I get anxious about small things. Whenever somebody says something to me, I start crying. I think I'm very weak and I cannot express myself. What should I do?
Okay, again, so if you start crying, that's a way of expressing. So that's not true that you're not able to express. You are, but your way of expression is very different than many other ways of expression which people are expecting you to.
But everybody feels that if somebody is crying on everything, so that person is weak.
Yeah, but where have you defined that crying is for weak? Crying is for very strong people. If you're crying, you're pretty strong because you're able to show your vulnerability to people, which people cannot. And vulnerability, as we do a lot of work in consciousness, vulnerability is one of the keys to consciousness. So if you're being vulnerable, then you are able to be here and tell them, hey, I'm here. This is what I am with all my flaws. You don't have to put a film in front of you or a plastic smile that, no, I'm perfect. No. So what you can do is, along with the person who's saying that I'm very emotional, the person who is very emotional is basically, they perceive lot of energy of people around them. They are highly, highly aware, these people who feel that they are very emotional. They are very, very, very energy sensitive people and can perceive a lot of people's energy. So once you start perceiving that, you start receiving it, it starts changing the way you are being in this world. Who does this belong to? It is either yours or it is someone else. And if it is someone else, you start returning it to them with consciousness attached.
That means if I am today sad for some reason, okay,
Yeah.
so you're saying that is not because of my reasons, that is because of somebody else.
So if you were truly being you, so this is the question you ask. If I was truly being me, I would be sad or I would be happy.
Yeah,
So what does that get?
I
Would be happy. So anytime you are sad, anytime you're depressed, anytime you are feeling anxious, you're perceiving an energy. Okay, so basically when people are depressed, they are either perceiving a lot of sadness or they are perceiving past, what has happened in past. And people who are anxious, they are perceiving a lot of future that is going to show up. So they don't know that they have already accessed the future, so they don't know what to do. So first thing first is that you start returning it to the senders with consciousness attached, and then ask, what am I aware of? If you only do this tool of who does this belong to, at least 70 to 80% of your energy will start shifting. So if you are truly being you, then you are never sad. Okay? Yeah.
Yeah, so next time whenever we feel sad, we need to just introspect that this is ours or this is somebody else's, because we are an infinite being who are supposed to be happy. And this happiness is ours, and whatever we have taken, the sadness is not ours. So we will return it to the sender with the consciousness attached. Now let's move on to the next question. Okay, because of pandemic, I am not able to meet my friends, so I feel little alone. What should I do? My friends only connect with me when they need me, not otherwise. What should I do?
So there are two things which you asked. Is one, because of pandemic, I'm not able to meet people and I feel alone.
Yeah.
So I totally get it that that's what is going on for a lot of us, because this virtual thing has really lost that human to human connect. And I totally get it. But this is, even if I give you tools, but this is not taking away your loneliness. But what I would suggest is start looking for the people around you and be grateful for the people you have around you. Even if it is, a house help, because a lot of times in this pandemic, some people started contacting me, the kids who are studying alone, parents are in different city. So it was difficult for them. But that was the time when they actually started connecting with themselves and the people, let's say a maid showing up in the house, or maybe just talking to the plants or having a connect with nature.
Interesting.
And we have not done it for so long, and this pandemic is really asking us to connect with nature and with our own selves. When you're truly comfortable with yourself, then you're never alone. Yes. So if kids are there and they are feeling lonely, totally get that. But it's time for you to connect with yourself and look out for people like Nikita, like me, who can contribute and have your back. It's not to judge anybody, it's not to make you wrong, but know that there are people who are there to contribute to you and listen to you and hear you out. And then there's another question which you asked is, people only talk to me when they need me. What if you can look at it from this space, that how abundant you are, that you can contribute to them what you can actually gift them, what they require of you. So that's a gift you have.
Yeah.
So,
It really changed the energy of it.
yeah.
I feel maybe if I put myself in the situation, I was feeling, oh shit, nobody calls me, I feel so lonely and everything. And now people call me only when they need me. And now when I see it from this perspective, I think, wow, it's great.
Yeah.
I have abundance.
Correct. So like the previous question where a person is feeling lonely, that I don't have anybody to talk to. And what if you are the person, just for talking for 15 minutes, you can change their world. So that's the gift basically you have. So instead of judging you and the other people who come and talk to you, for some time and go away? What if you look at it from this space? Oh my God, today I can contribute to somebody's life. And then next day ask who can show up today where I can contribute to them.
Yes. Great. So we've covered all our questions, and it was so interesting talking to you. And in fact, I learned so many things. In fact, I changed my perspective. So it was a wonderful, wonderful call. Thank you so much, Charu, for your pearls of wisdom.
Thank you so much. I had a lot of fun. Thank you. Thank you for inviting me.